Hello and welcome everyone. This is Amanda Rose from your Archer corporate office in the USA, but today is all about Australia. We have Justin and Pam from Virgin Voyages AU, and they have a wonderful presentation to share with us. So good morning, good morning. And just before we get started, I want to let you know if you have questions, we're going to do Q&A at the end. So put your questions in chat and we'll do some Q&A. And if it's relevant to what they're talking about, we will do questions during sometimes too. So that's it from me. Welcome, Justin. Welcome, Pam.
Good morning, everyone, and probably good evening, good afternoon, Amanda. Thanks for having us.
Well, thanks for joining us. So I know everyone's so excited for what you have to say, so we'll just let you get started. Thank you again.
Great, thank you, and good morning, everyone, again. Those who don't know me, my name's Justin Southern. One of the two account managers here in Australia. I've got Pam Nielsen with me as well. She'll be in the background answering questions towards the end. So let's get straight into it. Time is ticking, so we'll start off with a short video. So let's just do a quick recap on Virgin Voyages. So as most of you probably know already, we are a relatively new cruise line. So we only started sailing a few years ago. Back in 2021, we first launched our first lady ship, Scarlet Lady, and she was predominantly based back then out of the Caribbean. Probably not the best time to launch a new cruise program, but we did. And then the following year, we launched our second lady ship, Valiant Lady, who was based out of the Mediterranean in 2022. And then during the off season, we moved her back to the Caribbean. Of course, Resilient Lady, we launched in 2023 out of Athens, and she was the one that came to Australia for the inaugural season. I'm hoping we got many of you on board while she was here in Australia. And it really did shake the market up here, which was fantastic. And then, of course, just only a few months back, we've announced our fourth lady ship, Brilliant Lady, and she'll kick off next year in 2025 in September. So at the moment, we'll have four lady ships up and running. Now, we are a mid-sized cruise line, so we hold 2,770 sailors with 1,408 cabins and suites. So yeah, so hopefully we did get a lot of you on when Resilient Lady was here in Australia, and you notice how different we are to any other cruise line. So let's talk a bit about reasons to book Virgin Voyages. So as all of you should know by now, we are 100% adult only. And there's a bunch of little people out there who aren't very happy with us, but I'll talk about those little people shortly. Food and drink really has been the number one talking point with Virgin Voyages, specifically the food on board our lady ships, as being the best on the water out of any cruise line. Of course, with all the Virgin brands as well, inclusivity is really important to us. We just want you to be yourself on board all of our lady ships. And that goes with all the Virgin brands. We just accept everybody for who they are. Crew and service, again, with all the Virgin brands, are really a big talking point with us. So Richard knows that, if he looks after his staff with all the Virgin brands, the staff then ultimately look after the client. And of course, then the client ultimately books again. But the one I really like, and I know Pam likes as well, is award winning. For a relatively young cruise line, we are literally taking out awards week after week. And for us, the big one last year was the Cruise Critic Awards, where we were the only cruise line in Cruise Critics history to do a clean sweep of all 5 categories. And at that stage, we've only been up and running for a couple of years. So you can see the best cabin there. You can see all the awards we won there on the right-hand side. So that's really impressive. So we've definitely got hit a sweet spot in the market. And the reason why Sir Richard wanted to launch Virgin Voyages was to shake the market up for the better. He thought it was getting stale. He needed a revamp. And that's when Virgin Voyages was born. And, we're not going to certainly be for everybody, but We are grabbing a lot of those non-cruisers who don't like traditional cruising and now giving Virgin a go because they've now got a product in the market that they love. We grab a lot of great solos. Solos are forgotten about in the cruise industry. So we're getting a lot of the solo market with the 46 solo cabins we have. We do solo meet and greets on board. So we're capturing a lot of the market who just haven't been able to find a right product for them on the water. But let's talk about the elephant in the room with adult only, all of our product, adult only. Let's talk about the little ones who aren't very happy with us, and those who have seen a presentation from me in the past will probably have seen this short video. This is a TV commercial we launched a few years back coming to the Australian market. So let's just play it again now.
Mama, Papa, was your suitcase packed but not mine? How could you leave us kids behind? Parents are going on a cruise without us kids, and we know whose fault this is. Virgin Voyages says we can't cruise till we're 18, which makes us shake like we had caffeine. Virgin Voyages says no kids on the ocean, so we're causing a commotion. You'll be sipping cocktails under a starlit night while we're back home without an invite. Sure, you've earned a gourmet spread, but we're experiencing existential dread.
Adults, enjoy the cruise. We know you deserve it, but the fact we can't go is total bull.
Gotta love that Virgin marketing. They're phenomenal. So let's talk a bit about, what's included in every Virgin Voyages cruise. So whenever your clients book a Virgin Voyage product through the Archer Travel Group, through yourselves, this is what they get that's included automatically. So all the dining's included with us. So there's 20 plus eateries, and those eateries also include their 6 specialty restaurants we have on board. They're the Michelin star curated menus. And even though they're the word specialty, people tend to think there's a charge attached. They're included with us. So we'll talk a bit more about those specialty restaurants shortly. Tipping's included with Virgin Voyages. Wi-Fi. Wi-Fi is a basic human right. It should be included on all cruise lines. We include Wi-Fi, so we have Starlink on all of our ladies' ships. We have group fitness classes included, essential drinks as well. So what we sort of term as essential drinks are your teas, sorry, Amanda, I hope I don't offend you, that lovely American drip-fed coffee that we love to hate, your juices, your soft drinks, all that's included, mineral water, sparkling water, all that's included. And of course, entertainment is also included with us. So all that's given straight off the bat. It's $1,000 of inclusions on every voyage. Now, the biggest misconception, certainly when we were first coming to Australia, was about the demographics we have on board and where we sit in the cruise space. So a lot of people sort of thought that we were targeting the young market, being a Virgin brand, we're this party ship. But we're a lot more sophisticated than that. We absolutely class ourselves as a luxury cruise brand. The average age for our sailors overseas is 47. 75% of our guests have cruised before, which is no surprise. Cruising's got a high repeat clientele. We know that. 82% of our clients are aged between 30 and 60, and 59% have children who they're quite happy to leave at home. And what we found with Resilient Lady here in Australia for her inaugural season was that the age just jumped up to 57 as the average age on board. But for us, we don't want to put an age on it. For us, it's all about the mindset. They could be a 70, 80, 90-year-old who feel fantastic and they've got that young mindset. They're going to have an incredible time. So for us, it's less about the age. It's more about the mindset and feeling young at heart. I mean, Sir Richard is 74 now. So, we really don't want to put an age on our clients. So let's talk a bit about food, which is the #1 talking point and has been for a long time on social media with Virgin Voyages, just how good the food is. So I've got my little screen here. I'll just move this over a little bit. So with the 20 plus eateries we have on board, there's a whole bunch of, there's dining for everybody. If you've got special dietary requirements, you don't need to put your order in before. All of our eateries and restaurants cater for those people with the dietary requirements. But down the bottom of the screen, you'll see our specialty dining, which again, as it says there, is all included. There's no surcharge to get in. So we have the wake, which is our steak and seafood, Pink Agave, which is our upscale Mexican restaurant. Any vegetarians out there, we have Razzle Dazzle. Although if you're not vegetarian, there's a secret part to the menu, so you can get the most incredible fried chicken burger in there, which is to die for. The Test Kitchen, which is our Heston Blumenthal style. It's really all about the look and feel of the restaurant. It's your laboratory style look. It's all about the experience, really bizarre combinations. It'll certainly take you out of your comfort zone, but that is really cool. We'll go more into these very shortly. Gumbai, which is our Korean barbecue. This is a great restaurant to really book for your clients on the first night because they will be seated at round tables. So it's a really nice meet and greet other sailors on board. And of course, Extra Virgin, which is our Italian restaurant. But of course, there's a whole bunch of other places you can eat on board the lady ships. We've got the Dock and Dock House, the most incredible garlic grilled prawns I've had in my life. So those who have been on Brazilian Lady or have been on board, I'm sure you've been to the Dock House and tasted the food there. There's an ice cream parlor. You know, I don't need to read that name out. It's a little bit early in the morning, but there's an ice cream parlor on board. If you love your good quality lattes, we've got the Grounds Coffee Club up the top right-hand side there. And it's all the beans are sourced around the world. So they're really nice lattes. The pizza place, oh my God, the pizzas are incredible. Then we've got the social club where you can get your hot dogs, you can get lollies in there, you can get all sorts of things, and of course the Sun Club Cafe. Now, I do want to reiterate here that, you know, everything with Virgin Voyages in regards to food, it's cooked fresh to order. We don't have any buffets on board. Everything with us is cooked fresh to order. So let's look at some unique and innovative features with us. So we don't have, you don't need to carry a lanyard around your neck and trying to get into your room and on off the ship. We have the wristband. Now this wristband is made out of 100% recycled ocean plastic. So it's a good news story. The red one you see here is for all of our sea terraces and below. So it's a digital band, that little gray area where it says Ahoy Sailor. You scan that with the machine when you disembark and embark the vessel for your shore excursions. You use that to get in and out of the cabin. And you also, our waiters will scan that for your bar tab for your drinks. Which is the only thing you need to really purchase with us is the bar tab. So I'll talk about the bar tab shortly. And of course, our app on the phone, your clients will download the Virgin Voyages app on their phone, and they have control over what they want to book. They can book their restaurants. So if you're in a Rockstar suite, it's 60 days out. If you're in a sea terrace or below, you can start booking your restaurants in sort of 45 days out as well. All of our Rockstar guests, just going back one, will get a black one of these, right? So it's a really cool black one. Our Rockstar's got to be cool. So you'll have a red one for our sea terraces and below and a black band for our Rockstar guests. So let's look at on board the ship with the cabins. So 86% of our cabins, as you can see on the screen there, have a sea terrace, the balcony, with, of course, our famous red hammock. You can see there in the image there. I thought when I first started with Virgin Voyages a few years ago now that was, the hammock's just a bit of a gimmick. But oh my God, the hammock is incredible once you learn how to get in and out of it respectfully. Then 93% of our cabins have sea views, which is obviously our sea views and so on. So let's have a look at those now. So with our sea terraces, you can see down there all the square meter, the footage there. You can look at all that up on First Mates, Sea View, the Insiders. So there's a cabin there for everybody. Our Rockstar quarters, these are our suites. So we've got two categories in the suite category. There's 78 cabins in total. Our first category is the Rockstar quarters. And then we have the category Mega Rockstar quarters, which we'll go into. So let's look at the Rockstar quarters. So what do they get as a Rockstar with us? So first of all, they're paying for this beautiful suite. So what they get straight off the bat is early booking and priority access. So all of our Rockstar sailors get to board our vessels at the earliest time point, which is 1:30 in the afternoon. They also get access to Richard's Rooftop, which is a private area on top of the ship where they've got free-flowing drinks and everything in the afternoon. And they get a dedicated Rockstar agent. So when people think of, well, is Virgin Voyages really luxury? Well, absolutely, we're luxury. It's just our twist on luxury. You know, I've asked that question to many people and they say, what do you define as luxury? Oh, well, sailing with a cruise line where I've got a butler. Well, we've got that, but we call it a Rockstar agent. And the first round of drinks with our Rockstar quarters are on us. So not only the mini bar in the suite, but it's also a 3-tier glass shelf in their cabin, which has got all the spirits. And we're not talking your miniatures. We're talking your large spirit bottles, the 500 ml bottles. So all of that's included with us, with the Rockstar guests. Now, when we go into some of the suites, this is a seriously suite. So really lovely. You can see there the mini bar below the marble bench. You got the 3-tier glass shelf up top there with all the alcohol spirits on there. Large screen TV. All of our TVs and all of our cabins are controlled with a tablet. So you can control the mood lighting, everything in there. You can order extra mineral water. You can order water for your crafts, for your cabin, the whole lot. Cheeky corner suite. So really funky. I don't know if you can see it. I can, in the back corner there where the 3-tier glass shelf is, just to the left of that is a record player. So every one of our suites has a record player. So you can just ask your dedicated Rockstar agent, they'll ask you what type of music do you like, and they'll bring these records to you, because obviously music's in our DNA with Virgin. So they'll bring all these records through to you, and they've got the Brilliant Suite there, and you can see the record player in that particular image there on the right-hand side. So let's talk about mega Rockstar quarters. Now, just want to reiterate also with the suites, they're the first to go. So with all of our ladyships, you've got clients looking at booking a suite with us, just let them know they do go very quickly because they are limited in numbers. So with mega Rockstar quarters, they get those same perks there. They get access to Richard's rooftop, they get early embarkation, priority access, but they get a couple of extras. So they get daily spa access in our Redemption Spa. They get dedicated service, Rockstar service agent. They get a daily bar tab to use it around the ship. They also get in-room bar, which is bottomless. So it's just continually topped up. So, if you see someone with a black band, you can certainly go into their cabin and help them drink their alcohol. Anything that's also unopened on the last night before they're due to disembark, they can take that off the vessel with them as well, between you and me. Don't say, oh, damn it, we are recording this. Okay, I didn't say that, but you can do it. And then also premium Wi-Fi, and they get private transfers to and from the ship, either to the airport or to the hotel. So a few extra perks there. We've got the Posh Suite, Fab Suite, and get all these images from First Mates in the Canto Library. Gorgeous suite. So, and of course, our largest, which we have 2 of, is the massive suite. I don't know those who have got on board with any of our ship inspections, if you got to see the massive suite, but it's pretty impressive. That's what we call the music room in the back there, which also dubs as a second bedroom. They're high-end guitars. Gibson, I think, I'm not a guitar player, but I think they're Gibsons, which is a top brand. They're there to use. So if you know how to play guitar, go for it. Now, we don't have your traditional cruise director. We have what we call the happenings cast. So it's a whole bunch of different personalities, and you'll gravitate to them and they'll gravitate to you. They also understand that there's a type of client that just wants to be left alone, just to do their own thing. So we understand that as well. So this is just something where we do things a little bit differently. Entertainment, those who've been on board, we don't do your traditional cabaret style shows. For us, it's more about a festival style of activity with your Cirque du Soleil style acrobatic acts, edgy comedy acts on board. Live music, again, is in our DNA. So you just gravitate to the style of music you like. Dinner shows, festival stages, epic parties. So it really is refreshing. So I really love the entertainment on board. It really is a big talking point with Virgin Voyages, how it is so different and refreshing, as I said. We have the Red Room, where a lot of our shows happen in there. This is Ships in the Night. Then we have dual reality. You can see how close the audience is to the show. The Manor, which is great. We do a lot of shows in the Manor, which is our 2-story nightclub, which turns into it later on. But let's talk a bit about what's new watching my timings. I think I'm going okay so far. So we obviously launched Brilliant Lady. We announced Brilliant Lady. She kicks off next year. So we've got here one of her itineraries. So her Mermaidens, she'll have 4 Mermaidens in total. So this is a Brilliant Lady New York Mermaiden kicking off on September 5 in 2025. So you can see there where she sails to. All this you can get on the Canto Library. We then also have Canada, Carolina, Miami, 13-night itinerary there. One of the ones I would love to do, I'd love to do this one, the Miami to LA via the Panama Canal. I'd love to do the Panama Canal. So this is really a great 16-night voyage. And I know, as far as I know, that's selling. I think she's probably getting close to selling out, Pam. I think she's not too far off. So certainly if you're looking at the Panama Canal, which is a big talking point with a lot of people, get onto that one quite quickly. Then California to Canada, which is an 8-night itinerary from May the 3rd in 2026. So we've got some great stuff there. But what is new with Virgin Voyages? We recently had Virgin Voyages come out to Australia and meet with the team. What you see here on screen, and I'll give you guys copies of these, and I won't spend too much time. We'll just flick through them. But we've got our fleet portfolio. So it shows you down the left-hand side the ships: Scarlet Lady, Valiant Lady, Resilient Lady, and Brilliant Lady, and sort of where they're based around the world at different times. This is US, so keeping summer 24 is US, so it's our winter here in Australia. So it shows you where they're going, and I can give you access to these as well. So Resilient Lady's schedule, what we really want to focus on, what Virgin Voyages has really done, really for the Australian New Zealand market, is introduce some longer itineraries. Certainly with itineraries out of Barcelona and Athens, we've had 7-night itineraries. Certainly out of Barcelona, it was only 7-night itineraries. So what Virgin have recognised and acknowledged is that, Australia, we've got to travel a lot further than any other destination to get to these places. So, we want to be able to sell longer itineraries. Longer itineraries will sell well for the Australian New Zealand market. So they've taken note. You can see there, 14th of June, Athens, Greece, that's a 10-night Starry Night itinerary. So that's a really great. We've got 11-night itinerary there as well. 10th of August is a 12-night. So there's some really great itineraries in here for longer itineraries, for those clients traveling a long way. And also a lot of our 7-night itineraries, they've designed them so you can now do back-to-back itineraries where you're not seeing the same port twice. So please look at those. They're all on First Mates and they're all ready to go. Valiant Lady, the same sort of thing as well. We can see now out of Barcelona where we only had 7 nights in the past. We've now got 9 nights, 10 nights, and so on. 14 nights there. We've got a great 15-night, 5 August out of Portsmouth in the United Kingdom. So really, really wonderful itineraries that will suit the Australian market. I'll give you access to these slides so you can really have a look at those. But it's really great to see Virgin Voyages is listening to the Australian New Zealand market. And, we've been crying out for some longer itineraries that we can sell where we're not seeing the same port twice. Valiant Ladies winter. So obviously with the Caribbean, I know Caribbean's pretty strong, certainly for the New Zealand market, but it's getting talked about a lot more in the Australian market. We're not seeing the conversions just yet. And the reason being is that we originally had just short itineraries out of the Caribbean. But as you can see here now, we've got some really nice longer itineraries, some 10 nights, 11 nights, covering both East and West Caribbean. So, really put Caribbean back on the map with your clients as a talking point, because we are traveling great distances as well, but now they can do a longer cruise with us and also some great back-to-back. Keeping in mind, this is the winter of 26, 27. Now, just before we sort of joined this call, we're talking to Amanda, where her parents are with Princess Cruises. They're elite. I think she said elite. Pam, was elite or diamond?
Yeah,
and
that's
they would have loved to have tried Virgin Voyages, but they didn't want to lose their benefits of being elite and Diamond Club member. So Amanda didn't know that Virgin Voyages were the first to actually launch this status match program called Match and See More. So as you can see on the screen there, so the loyalty programs, if you've got clients with any of these cruise lines, including Virgin Australia, you can see down there, second from the bottom, if they're gold, platinum or beyond with Virgin Australia, we will status match them. All they need to do with us is screenshot their loyalty card, fill out a quick 30-second form with us, and then what we'll do is we'll send it off, it'll get approved, and then straight away we'll give them all of these benefits. So this is the #1 selling tool. Every presentation I do around the country, as soon as I mention this, I get people coming up to me and go, oh my God, this is the one thing that would have swayed us to actually booking with you guys if we had known about it. So guys, this runs through until 31 December this year. So you can see the benefits they get there. They get premium Wi-Fi, they get dedicated sales service support on board. They get invited to an exclusive cocktail event. They get a $10 daily specialty coffee, which is your good quality coffee per day per cabin. Expedited boarding, so they can board early at 1:30 with our Rockstar guests, a $100 US bar tab, and laundry service as well. So just keep that in mind. That could be the one selling tool that will sway your clients to booking with us. And just talking about the bar tab, we have changed our bar tab options. So now that if your clients decide to book a bar tab for, say, they want to purchase a $200 bar tab, we'll top it up with $25 US. If they want to book a $300 bar tab, we'll give them an extra $50 US. $500 bar tab, they get $100 US, and so on. So this is really great for if they're on a short cruise, they don't need to spend $300, they're not going to waste their money. They can just buy a $200 bar tab, or if they're on one of the longer ones out of Australia, we're giving them something for the bar tab. So a $500, they get $600 worth of drinks. So that is all on our First Mates system. Now, I'm going to move my little image over here. Let's Go Book Link. I know I've spoken to a lot of you previously about a Let's Go Book Link. Everyone's got access to this under their profile in First Mate. You can see here, you just log on to your name in the top right-hand corner, scroll down to my profile, and then you'll see halfway down the page on the left, First Mate link in blue where the arrow is, and then copy link. This is just a way you can get out to social media, copy the link, paste it onto a social media post saying, you know, the beautiful resilient lady was here, had an incredible season here in Australia, and now click on this link to find out about all of our itineraries around the world. So it's a link they click on, they download the link, it takes them to a Virgin Voyages white label page, but with your contact details on there. They're not a way of us getting access to your clients. They're your client. They can go in there and just make their own booking and pay for it, and that will then come through to your first mate's profile. Literally for doing one post, you could be having, you know, this working for you. If they share the link to their friends and they make a booking, that money comes back to you as well. So this is really, really powerful. So if you haven't tried using that, definitely look at using it. You can add it to websites, the link as well. And you can now target specific voyages. So you might target a particular voyage out of, you know, Europe. And every booking that comes in via this link for doing one post, as soon as you get to 10 cabins, you can turn those 10 cabins into a circle or a group, and then you can either take the 11th cabin free or go for the extra 2% commission. So it's working smarter and not necessarily harder. So let this link do the work for you. Put some posts out there, test the water, maybe wake up tomorrow morning and there's bookings coming through. We do want to reiterate also that, you know, obviously we were here in Australia, but and we're not coming back sort of anytime soon. We are looking at coming back eventually, probably not until we build ships 5 and 6, but there is still plenty to sell with us. We've got Europe, we've got the US, we've got Alaska coming on board. So there's lots going on there. I don't know if I flicked back to the Alaska, just talking about Alaska, I might have missed that one. I'm not sure. Did we miss the Alaska one? Anyway, talking about Alaska with Brilliant Lady, we will launch Alaska in 2026 during the Alaska summer season. Pretty similar, we're based out of Seattle. We'll do the Inside Passage, obviously. The biggest difference with us is that we probably we'll do a couple of itineraries to Juneau, whoever's been there. I've been there a couple of times, but it's just getting too busy. So there's a lot of cruise lines in there. You can't get that traditional Alaskan village style feel to it. So we're probably not going to add that to our itineraries. We're going to a place called Prince Rupert in British Columbia. So that's got a really similar feel to Ketchikan. If those who have been to Ketchikan, it can give you that really traditional feel. And it'll also help us with that. I think it's the last night where you've got to do the 2-hour wait for, is it the Jones? I think it's the Jones Act. We avoid that. So we don't need to do that being in Prince Rupert, and then we can head back to Seattle. But a lot of great Alaskan itineraries, and it's great to have a Virgin style ship in Alaska. We just spoke about groups, cabins. So it's 10 cabins or more. Which is really powerful. So guys, if you've got bookings coming in, turn them into circles and get the extra commission or the extra free cabin. Name changes, free outside of 48 hours of departure. That's a big plus for you guys. There's a lot of flexibility with Virgin Voyages. So that's a bit of peace of mind. And of course, hello, 16% commission. We're paying the highest in the industry at 16% plus 10% bookable on all your pre-voyage sales. So things like the bar tabs, 10%, shore excursions are 10% commissionable as well. So it's just plus with us. And we currently have our offer through until the 29th of August, 70% off Second Sailor with free balcony upgrades. And this goes through for departures for 25 and 26 voyages. And that all the information on that is on our First Mates profile. How to book, you got the Voyage Store there. So you can call the Voyage Store up on 1300 732 300. And guess what? The Voyage Store, you just pay net. So we're actually saying, you know, don't necessarily book it through the First Mate system because it is still client's credit card and gross. There is talk of that sort of towards the end of the year moving over to net payment as an option, but that's not happening yet. So book through the Voyage Store. You've got all the terms and conditions there, and I can give you access to this presentation, or you can email them at res@traveltheworld.com.au. Let's Go Book. Talked about the Let's Go Book link. Sea Academy, for those of you who haven't done Sea Academy yet, I know I spoke about it last time, get onto it. There's 4 tiers there. You really get some great benefits there. You can earn along the way with bonus commission, $150 sailor loot once you complete gold. But it will really give you a great understanding of Virgin Voyages to make it easier to sell. And it is proven that if you complete all 4 tiers, that you're more likely to make a booking with Virgin Voyages than not completing this e-learning platform. Now, I know e-learning platform, when I say that, you think, oh my God, not another e-learning platform, how boring. Virgin does not do boring. This is won awards. We've bought the IT company for this. It is really a really great program. It keeps you on your toes. It's comprehensive, but it's fun at the same time. So please work your way through that, because that will be a tool that we'll use later on for those who have completed it with incentives and so on. But that is pretty much me in a nutshell. How am I going for timing, Amanda?
Perfect. That was great. We have some questions from the agents. So the first one is, may I change or upgrade cabins closer to the sailing date?
May you change or upgrade your cabin? So
I think the answer to that is yes, depending on the time of the sailing date. So you can literally change. I think it's for FIT, it's maybe within 45 days worth of sailing. But if you do have a guest who wants to change, then if you email myself or Justin, we can make that happen for you. And then you just you just log in and pay on First Mates any extras that's needed. But it can definitely be done.
we can certainly chat to the Brilliant support team. Saddle service is another good option as well, that they can do that. But yeah, look, all that can be done, subject to availability, obviously, as well.
Perfect. Next question is, am I able to order brochures?
Good question. Really good question. So look, we do have a small amount of brochures that we produced earlier in the year, which Pam and I hold ourselves, but we are, guess what, producing a new brochure. At this point in time, I've got to get clarification around timings, but we've been told towards the end of September, maybe October. But that will be through TIFFs, I believe, Pam, isn't it? That'll be in TIFFs,
Yeah.
so you guys can all order the brand new Virgin Voyages brochure with all of our new itineraries in there through TIFFs. But stay tuned. We'll let you guys know once we've got a firm date when that will be done.
Perfect. Next question is there a dress code on board?
Look, yeah, good point. Look, we don't have a dress code. We don't want to dictate to our sailors what they have to wear and when they have to wear it. Look, don't get me wrong, you've got to wear something. It could be a bit awkward. But no, you don't. There's no dress code with Virgin Voyages, and certainly with the speciality dining, people do get dressed up for date night in these restaurants, but you don't have to. So no dress code with us. Yeah, just wear something.
Yeah, I think it was as well, like no dress code, but probably no one of them, like the bare singlets and
Tank
thongs
tops.
if you are
Yeah.
tank tops if you are going into a specialty restaurant. But apart from that, you don't have to wear shirts and ties or dinner jackets.
We don't want to see a Bali bin tank top in there. So.
Yeah, I don't think anybody does when they're eating dinner. Next
No.
question is, what is the average age of passengers?
Yes, we had a slide on that in the presentation. So look, the average age that we found for overseas, certainly with our overseas destinations, was 47. So with the Resilient Lady here in Australia, that bumped up by about 10 years to 57. So people are quite surprised by that. So, we are a luxury brand, we knock it out, and it's a good point. We knock out a lot of young ones, certainly with the price point. But also the bar tab. So we didn't want to go down a drinks package route. Whoever asked that question, we believe a drinks package encourages binge drinking. That's not our clientele. I've got to keep drinking, get my money's worth. That's not our client, and it's also not fair for those clients that don't drink. So look, we are average age, around that 47 mark, but certainly the bulk of our sailors are between 30 and 60. But again, we don't want to put an age on it. It's all about mindset, young at heart with us. So we've had plenty of 90-year-olds on board who are just awesome and just want to have a great time. So it's a real mixed bag.
That's awesome. Next question is, what is not included on board?
So what's not included? So we mentioned the bar tab. So the bar tab's not included. So your clients can purchase the bar tab in different increments. As I said, $200. If they purchase a $200 bar tab, we'll give them an extra $25. And of course, 10% commissionable to you guys. If they book a $300 bar tab, we'll give them an extra $50. So total of $350 in total. So yeah, so that's not included. The bar tab's not included. There are some small extra charges in the restaurants, like in the Wake, our steak and seafood restaurant. If you want a big tomahawk steak, that's going to be a surcharge for that. But all your eye fillets and that are included. But really, we're not one of those cruise lines who are going to nickel and dime you for everything once you get on board, right? That's not what we're about. A lot of cruise lines, you get on board and you got to pay for this, you got to pay for that, you got to do this. That's not what Virgin Voyages wanted to do, and that's not what we do.
Perfect. Next question is, how does the bar tab work once on board?
So how the bar tab works, so basically you'll have your wristband, that you'll use to get on and off the ship and into your cabin. You'll have your phone, which has got the Virgin Voyages app on it, so you can manage your bar tab on your phone. So every time you go to a bar for a drink, what they'll do is they'll just scan your little wristband. I've got a wristband on me now. They'll scan that, and then that'll come off your bar tab, and you can manage your bar tab throughout the voyage on your phone as well. Keep in mind with the bar tab, you can only purchase the bar tab before embarkation. So they can't purchase a bar tab once they're on board, and they either use it or lose it. So if you've got money left over on your bar tab, and it's your second last night, drink it, because you're not going to get your money back. Can't remainder over to another voyage with us, you'll lose it. So make sure you manage that bar tab, quite well.
I think as well, it's also really important to say that if guests decide that they don't want a bar tab, it's fine. They'll have their credit card attached to the app and to their booking on board, so they can still purchase drinks throughout the ship, and it'll just be charged back to their room. And the drinks won't be any cheaper or more expensive, it'll be the same price. So the biggest thing about the value is that we value add to the bar tab.
Yeah, that's a good point. So the benefit of the bar tab is just the extra money we give you. As Pam mentioned, the drinks prices don't change. And just speaking of drinks prices, it's really important. We really have brought those down. So to give you an indication, beers are between $5 and $6 US, including tip. 42% of our wines are under $10 US a glass, including tip. So we have brought those prices down as well.
Wow, that's amazing. And I had the bar tab when I went on, and I loved it because I got the extra money on the bar tab when you get it. You guys have those promos happening a lot, so that's really great.
Yeah, look out for those promos where we include the bar tab. But again, I think that if we include the bar tab, it sort of undercuts a selling opportunity for you guys, because you don't get that commission, right? So it's probably better that Virgin doesn't include the bar tab and your clients purchase it, because you're getting 10% for it. So keep that in mind as well.
Love that. Next one is, are your restaurants dietary need friendly?
Oh my God, absolutely. All of our restaurants, all of our eateries. Yeah, you don't need, as I mentioned in the presentation, you don't need to put your order in the day before. If you're all our restaurants cater for all the dietary requirements. So yeah, peace of mind there, absolutely.
Perfect. Is Virgin Voyages considered a luxury cruise brand?
Yeah, look, I said there was misconception when we first sort of launching into the Australian market, but we are absolutely a luxury cruise. That's where we're pitching ourselves in the luxury cruise space. If you look at our ships, if you've seen our ships in real life, they're that super yacht by design. They're stunning to look at. It's just our twist on luxury. So yeah, absolutely. We are a luxury brand. And once people get on board, they can see that luxury. These are brand new vessels. These aren't reconditioned ships. They're brand new. They're ultra modern. They're absolutely beautiful. And I was talking to Pam before this presentation about certainly, Alaska. I don't know, those who have been to Alaska, I've been on expeditions in Alaska and big ships in Alaska, and everyone races to this one vantage point on the ship, to see a glacier or whatever it may be. But with Virgin, the way our ships are designed, you've got all this open space all around the outside. So the whole outside of our ship is a great viewing platform. So they've been designed very differently to your traditional ships, which is, I guess, is the reason, why we're getting a lot of the non-cruisers now loving Virgin Voyages as well.
Perfect. Thank you. I think that's the last question for now. I don't see any other questions at the moment. Is there anything that you guys would like to touch on or add before we close out the session?
Oh, look, we just appreciate the support. And the big thing for us is, we're still here. Like, we're here. There's still lots to sell with us. So we've got a lot of agencies just in a domestic mindset for cruising. We said we'll come back one day once ships 5 and 6 get built. But my God, we've got some incredible offers in Europe and US and Alaska and Caribbean, all those destinations that are really strong for the Australian market. And we've had a great winter session where all of our, winter European summer market, all of our Aussies have booked a lot of cruises over there for the European summer. So there's lots to sell with us. So don't just think of us, we're not here anymore and the advertising's all stopped. We're here. New brochures coming out. We're happy to do look, if you want to talk to us one-on-one for any further training. But yeah, that's what I'd like to add. Pam, do you have anything you'd also?
Yeah, no, I was just going to say that, if anybody needs one-on-one training or they're doing events and they want us to turn up and participate in the event, both Justin and I are here. So I'm based in Brisbane and Justin is based in Melbourne. doesn't really matter where you're based. If you just let us know about the event and we can fit it into our budget, then we'll definitely love to support.
Well, perfect. Well, thank you so much both for your time and for sharing everything today. We really appreciate it. Oh, someone did have one more question just before we close out. When is ship 5 and 6 being built?
Look, I'd like to know that question as well. So, look, it is absolutely on the cards. Virgin head office, when they came out, mentioned that ships 5 and 6, that those discussions are now already talking. So that they will happen, which is a really exciting news for Virgin Voyages. You know, we are only a small cruiser. We've only got 4 ships as of next year, only 4 ships. So we can't move ships around the world like other cruise lines have because we don't have the size fleet. But it's really exciting. I mean, it puts us we're in a really good position with Virgin Voyages. You know, we are building more products. That's really great for you guys for peace of mind. So I don't have a timeline on that, but yeah, it's exciting news that they're actually doing it. And Amanda, I hope to see your parents on board soon now that we do the status match.
Yeah, I know. I'm excited to get them to come on board. I absolutely loved going, so now it's just me grabbing them and saying, guess what? They're going to status match you, and we're going to go. So I'm excited. Well, thank you so much, both of you, Justin and Pam, for doing this presentation for our agents and just sharing all the knowledge about Virgin Voyages to help them better understand the product and better sell to their clients as well and make bookings. So thank you so much again.
Amanda,
Thank
can I
you.
just say as well, I think for the non-cruisers who can't status match because they haven't cruised before, we can status match Virgin Australia. So if they are gold or platinum, we can actually status match them as well.
Perfect.
I think that's a big one for the non-cruisers, yeah.
That's really, really great. That's really great news. So make sure you guys get out there. And that's another marketing tool for you guys to use to get your clients on board and make the sale. So perfect. Well, thank you again. Thanks, Justin. Thanks, Pam. Thank you all the agents
Thank
joining
you.
us early this morning.
No problem.
And I hope you guys all have a wonderful day. Thanks again.
Thanks a lot. Bye-bye.
Bye, everyone.
Bye.